Whew. Someone just DM'd me on Discord. I'm hoping it's not a scam, not anything. I mean, we're in the same Pokemon server. But you never know. So, I need to wake up early tomorrow, just like how I had to wake up early today. And I need to wake up the day after tomorrow, too. Oh, before anything, let me show you guys for something real quick. My Switch is almost dead. Look at this, look at this. You'll never guess what I actually got. Well, if you were quick to see, then the thumbnail kind of gave it away for this this Switch recording. But look at what I actually got. I actually got a shiny Shieldon! My first ever space-time distortion exclusive shiny! I think I keep putting my berries away by mistake. I got a shiny Shieldon! Still no new alphas yet. Well, actually, that's not completely true, because, take a look. Wait, not you. I got a second Alpha Sylveon. Now, the female one, I may actually want to use on my team, so I'll need a separate Alpha one to actually keep, you know, in my Alpha decks. And this is why I didn't evolve them yet. Off chance I actually get them Alpha fully evolved. So I still need Espeon, Umbreon, Leafeon, Glaceon, but I'll evolve them at the end of finishing the Alpha decks if I don't get them, you know? I still need these three, and I've been working on getting these two for quite a while. And these are just some extra things I caught. Whoever this person is just said, "If you don't mind, may I ask you something?" So I replied, "What is it?" Man, I better hope you don't... I better hope this person doesn't say, "Is this your address?" Okay, so nothing. So, I need to wake up early tomorrow, especially early tomorrow. I need to get up at 7 o'clock tomorrow, because I need to get to work at 10. Oh, Saturdays suck, because I gotta wake up extra early. I also had to wake up at 7 today for my part-time, and I was really hoping that after I was done my part-time at noon, I would be able to come home and rest. Nope! Turns out my sister's husband isn't working today, so that means my sister isn't working today. My mom was actually saying, like, what do you need to go home and rest for? You were able to rest yesterday, because I was able to stay home yesterday. And I'm thinking, yeah, so does she. My sister stayed home yesterday too, and she got to not go into work today. You know, my mom keeps on saying, like, you know, your sister has, your sister has another person to eat for at the moment, currently incubating in her, probably, possibly. And she's just like, do you? Do you have that? And I'm just like, no, but does she have 3 jobs? Mm-mm. You know what's another thing? So, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, actually tell me if this is true or not. Okay, first of all, like I said before, we don't know if my sister is 100% pregnant yet or not. Because it's still too early to say for certainty. Like, it's literally way too early. It hasn't even been a month. It hasn't even been 3 weeks. And you need to wait for a certain amount of period. What? A certain amount of time to pass before, you know, a heartbeat can be detected. Thus, yes, there is another person growing inside you, right? So at the moment, like, until that can be detected, we're not 100% sure yet. Anything could happen. So, my sister, still not even 100% sure if this is the case yet or not. You know, despite the pregnancy test saying yes, showing a positive sign. My sister, she's already, quote unquote, showing the signs of what it may look like. So, like, you know, eating more, pickier eating habits, things that she would used to eat, she now smells as like, ugh, I don't want that anymore. You know, she's hungry all the time, but then other times she just can't really eat anything at all. Claiming that my sister's very skinny, by the way, and she doesn't want to lose that body figure, like that body build. Like, she's very skinny, very bony. So, she claims, oh, I can't fit into my skinny pants anymore. I feel a little lump on my stomach. I'm just like, it hasn't even been 3 weeks. You realistically should have nothing. Like, no hint of any lumps yet. Not lumps, but, you know, raised belly. Anyway, so I don't know. I don't know if the pregnancy signs begin this early or if it's just a placebo effect. You know what I mean? And one thing that she says has been happening to her is the fact that her mouth has been salivating a lot. Like, her mouth is very juicy. It's very uh it's very wet in there. Pause. Like, she's just salivating a lot. And then I kid you not, ugh, this thought alone disgusts me. The other day when I bought myself a drink, a bubble tea, and she drank out of it through my straw, and she's just like anything to get rid of the saliva taste in my mouth. I immediately threw that straw away. I no longer drank out of that straw. Look, I'm a bit of a germaphobe, especially when it comes to people's mouths. So, a lot of times when my sister drinks out of the straw after me, I either wipe the straw or I throw the straw out completely. Especially if it's my sister, because let me tell you, folks, my sister, that is one dirty girl. She is filthy. So, especially if my sister drinks after me, it's like, yeah, no. Listen, sis, we blood, but hell no, you dirty. You dirty. Mm-mm. I am not drinking after the straw. I am not drinking the straw after you. You stink. So hell no. Yeah, I had a feeling that this would be the case with that Discord person trying to DM me. Another artist trying to, you know, commission art. I'm not gonna lie, I did think about commissioning art for a couple of thumbnails, but like, nobody would ever see the video, nobody would actually watch the video, so what's the point? You know what, I'm just gonna reply. Anyway, so we have some shows to go over, but first, there actually was some Hollywood news I saw. First of all, they're making a Siren Head movie. That's awesome. And then I think they're making a film based on the Mandela catalog. Yo, I'm here for it. These analog horror, these analog horror concepts, just like the Backrooms getting a full-blown film adaptation. Yo, I'm here for it. But as long as it's done right. Kind of like with Backrooms, Kane Parsons himself worked on it. So you know it's not going to be, tainted by these out-of-touch Hollywood writers, Hollywood directors. Yeah, but there isn't exactly one person behind Siren Head or the Mandela catalog. So, that makes me a little bit worried about those films. But we'll have to wait and see. Whoops. I thought I was back at the village. Oh, speaking of Hollywood, so the Christopher Nolan movie, The Odyssey, is releasing soon, and there is a lot of negativity surrounding this film. A lot of backlash. Now, at first, I was somewhat interested, solely based on how stacked the cast was. And that's it. That's the only reason I was somewhat interested. But seeing all this news, seeing all this backlash, it's like, yeah, never mind. Normally, I watch films and judge them for myself, not letting others sway my opinion. But not movies like this, where it's more of the garbage Hollywood cash grab. The Odyssey, them basically trying to rewrite historical events, kind of like what they did with Cleopatra in a way. They race bent characters. Well, I don't know if they gender bent, but they cast Elliot Page. Now nothing against the guy for being a trans man, but with all the discourse the past couple of years regarding Hollywood and all this woke bullshit, I don't know. Like I said before, Hollywood did more harm than good. So now, whenever you actually do have a trans actor in a project, everyone's just gonna be like, ugh, we've had enough of this, we're sick of this. Right? Even when the project has nothing to do with, that kind of pandering. So yeah, I firmly believe that Hollywood did more harm than good with the message they were trying to convey. Just out of curiosity. So nothing. Anyway, so yeah. Seeing that this is all the same thing again, race-bent characters, maybe saying DEI hires a little bit too much, but you never know anymore. Oh god. No, 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 no. Get off my screen. Unsteady employee. Huh. Nope, you are banned. Whoops. That's the Hoot Hoot picture from before. I didn't oh, nope. That was from the Zygarde hunt. Lots of things I didn't take down yet. Nothing. I did save the game, right? Anyway, so the Odyssey got dislike ratio to high hell into oblivion. You know how, but you know how YouTube removed the dislike feature, but we still have ways of seeing it. So yeah, the Odyssey movie. No, I'm not gonna watch it. Even after it comes out on digital, I'm probably not gonna watch it unless my friends come over and they want to see just how bad it is. You know, just watch it. I don't want to say hate watch it, but you know what I mean. Watch it just to see how bad it is. Oh, also, this is completely unrelated. This is completely none of my business, but I'm gonna share it anyways. So, you know that new job of mine? The one I got only because of connections? So, you know, my coworker who used to work for us many years ago, she got this job, and, well, she's pregnant. So, when she leaves to have her kid, she needs someone to replace her. And when she leaves, she does not plan to come back. So she needs to find a replacement, and that replacement is me. We'll have to see just how long I can work here. If it were up to me, I'd work here for the foreseeable future, but you never know. I might get fired, I might get laid off. My family circumstances may force me to no longer seek out employment here for whatever reason. You never know. But at least to me, for the foreseeable future, I see no reasons to stop working here, you know? So, there's some updates regarding her, or more so regarding her health, or the kid's health, the baby's health. Because, well, first of all, I mentioned before she got sick because her daughter got sick, and she got sick because of that. So, last week she couldn't really work because she was too sick, so I had to fill in. It sucks, but hey, at least I'm making money. So, when she came over to drop off the key to the store, well, my mom saw her, and even she's thinking, she's due in a couple months. Like, she's due pretty soon, and her belly seems kind of small. Especially for, you know, the stage of the pregnancy she should be in. Me, though, I'm thinking, I don't see it as much of a concern. Maybe, you know, the baby's still growing, right? But today, we found out that she went to the hospital to get double checked real quick, and it turns out the baby is too small. So, eventually, the baby will need to be taken out, not naturally birthed. You know what I'm saying? The baby will have to be. Uh, the baby will have to enter this world via C-section. And I'm thinking, why? If the baby is too small, right now in this stage of the pregnancy, then why does it have to be, you know, cut out, extracted out? My mother explained it's because the baby isn't getting enough nutrients. The mother's body isn't providing enough nutrients for the kid to adequately grow. And okay, I guess that makes sense. Don't you guys just find modern medicine fascinating sometimes? Because we as humans have developed a process to... What? Where do my berries keep going? Did I feed the berries and forget to reset? Maybe I did. Crap. Anyways, don't you find it fascinating? We as humans have developed a way to not only detect if a baby isn't getting enough nutrients while still developing, but also, we've developed methods to safely remove the child and then continue to borderline incubate the child until it is big enough to be brought home. Because that's what my mom said. Because a baby is too small and too underweight now, that means the kid isn't getting enough nutrients from the mother's body. So, you have to take the baby out and put it into like this box to continue to grow. And obviously that box, or whatever the baby will be put into, will be under very specific conditions. Don't you just find modern medicine fascinating sometimes? Now, we do still have our limits. We haven't found a cure for cancer yet. Or, one that is 100% going to work. We do have chemotherapy, but there is always a chance later down the road that it could come back. My Neanderthal caveman brain is thinking, or my brain always thinks, it can't be that hard, right? We have geniuses out there. How come we don't have solutions to these problems yet? And I say that as if I'm smart, period, and that I could do a better job, and that I could find a cure for these things if it were up to me. But I always think to myself, we have so many geniuses out there, so many professionals, so many people who are intelligent and professionals in this field. How have they not yet figured out certain things, right? Maybe not straight up the cure for cancer, but something I mentioned not long ago, a way to stop pollen. Obviously, we can never stop nature from spreading pollen, but something to just eliminate all of the pollen effects on the human body. No more sneezing, no more sniffles, no more itchy eyes, itchy throat, that kind of thing. How come we haven't devised a way to stop pollen yet? Because at the moment, every springtime, it's borderline just comes down to deal with it and get your flu shot. Okay, so there's a Mime Jr. right above. Did I mention I got up at 7 this morning? I also have watermelon slices with me. Also, the FIFA World Cup is still going on right now. I don't know who was playing against who tonight, but my parents, they were very glued to the screen. Now, not like I care about sports, but the game tomorrow is the one that, at least for me, everyone is going to focus on, because tomorrow is Canada, my home country, versus I don't know who. Now, just because it's, you know, our own team, I would hope that Canada wins. Because if they don't, then, well, that'd be kind of embarrassing. And so many other countries out there feel the same way. Like, damn, that was embarrassing, our country lost. Okay, the hell with this, I'm just gonna charge. Ugh. Aw, another alpha that's not shiny. You were pulling Yu-Gi-Oh cards, eh? I had a very sad childhood. Very, very sad childhood. Because I never got into Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't understand anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! Not one bit. For the longest time, I didn't know there were two Yu-Gis. Or whoever that other character is. Some sort of, like, Egyptian god. I don't know. You know, I did see that character be drawn in different art styles from time to time. I never thought of it. I never thought of it because, you know, I always saw it as the same character. And then when I saw there were two of them, I had the Squidward moment. There's two of them?! I can't find where the Mime Jr. is. I literally know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, one's Yugi. Yogi Bear? You know, that franchise is dead. What goes on with the Yogi Bear franchise anymore, Okay, nothing. And one's the Ancient Pharaoh. Man, I got into stuff... Like, growing up, I got into stuff that was meant for winners! Aside from Pokemon, I got into Bakugan, Beyblade... I think that's it. And I never even watched the Beyblade show, I just played it. Unlike you, Yu-Gi-Oh! Nerds, I got into stuff meant for winners. We literally had the same childhood. Did I stutter when I said mine was more sad? Because it lacked Yu-Gi-Oh? It's like if... I feel like if someone were to get into Pokemon now, they would be thinking, what is all this? There is so much. Where do I even begin? I feel like that's how I would feel if I were to get into Yu-Gi-Oh now. I don't know, does Yu-Gi-Oh still continue? Is Yu-Gi-Oh still a thing? They're printing more cards, right? But didn't the Yu-Gi-Oh show end a long time ago? Or is that still a thing? Are there still Yu-Gi-Oh games? Well, there has to be. There was those Yu-Gi-Oh amiibo cards a while ago. 100 years Yu-Gi-Oh anime. Is it actually still going? Seriously, it actually is? I wouldn't mind seeing a Yu-Gi-Oh character in Smash. I don't know who. I have no clue who would be the pick. Because if Yu-Gi-Oh is anything like Pokemon for Smash, then the human characters sure aren't the ones throwing hands. Yugi was in a fighting game. Really? Was he now? Doesn't sound like a game I heard of. Or maybe I did and I just don't know. There's a lot of stuff out there. Jump Force, Yugi's ultimate Slipher, the Sky Dragon. What? Would you look at that? Oh, by the way, I saw on Twitter that San Diego Comic-Con's exclusive Persona 5 Royal Funko Pops were revealed. We have Joker, Violet, Crow. So I sent it to you. No shame in feeding. And you made a good point. Didn't this company go bankrupt? It's like, oh yeah. What happened with that? I even reported on it. Wasn't the news a couple months ago that Funko Pop went bankrupt? Oh yeah, what happened with that? And now I'm seeing that they're still releasing Funko Pops. Huh. Well, these say limited edition, but if they become available for purchase, you bet I'm gonna buy them. I also saw this too. The convention exclusive versions of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. By the looks of it, it's the exact same version. The Switch version. It's the exact same version. Only the box cover art is different. So instead of the box art having Monica on it, it could either have Sayori, Natsuki, or Yuri. And to my understanding, that's the only difference. Only the box art is different. Even all the bonuses inside look the same. So I'm thinking, wait a second, I need to buy 3 more copies of the exact same game if I want the whole set? Where the only thing different is the piece of paper inside the box, the box cover? Well, I'm not going to do that, but I suppose for anyone who wants the game, never picked up the Switch version game, and does not like Monica, you can pick up the box art for any of the other 3. You know what? Let me just look something up real quick. Hold on. So, I just looked up the games that Serenity Forge has released, and does not look like they released anything lately. If you're telling me the last game... Oh, wait, no, they were also behind Slay the Princess? Oh, I didn't know that. Huh. I didn't know that. They were behind Slay the Princess. I didn't know that. I watched Markiplier play that game. I was about to say, I haven't heard any news out of this game studio for years. It almost seemed like the last game they produced was Doki Doki. Okay, anyway, so we have 2 shows to go over today. Another episode of Spider Noir and More Amazing Digital Circus. I know you all only care about that one. Pretty sure it's just a port. The actual game itself was by the Team Salvato or something. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? Yeah, you're right. Wait. No, the thing I wanted to look up was the people who created Doki Doki. What other games have they done? On their official website, that's it. Only Doki Doki. The original game, oh, hold on. Original game 2017, DDLC Plus 2021, and that's it. Magicore Anomala, release date TBA. Unrevealed Project 1 TBA. Like DDLC, the game will weave unique interactive elements into the storytelling, although how it will do is not yet revealed. Unrevealed Project 2. Huh. Yeah, because I was wondering, did that game studio do anything aside from Doki Doki? And by the looks of it, still no. Project M. Man, I remember when that team promised something for 2018. And I'm still waiting to see what that project is. Was that Smash ripoff? Did they do something like that? Or did they announce that's what it was? I just remember them saying there was something coming up and nothing ever happened. Because they got scared of Nintendo lawyers. You mean the Nintendo ninjas? Shh, don't say that out loud. Don't say that so loud. They'll hear you. Everyone, blink twice if you're in danger. Well, you can't see me blink. Oh, also today, I got my Kirby Air Riders DDD amiibo. That should make Nintendo happy, knowing I spent $70 on that figure. Holy crap, that is a big amiibo. That is a very big amiibo. You know another thing? So the whole fiasco with Sony killing off physical games. First of all, Sony is actually getting a couple of lawsuits over this. Well, not specifically this, but they're getting lawsuits based on the fact that Sony is a monopoly when it comes to PlayStation. Yeah. Yeah, they kind of are. And I kind of expected this to be the case. I kind of expected someone to file a lawsuit against Sony for this. I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. You know, the whole revoking the licensing when you paid for it and you don't get money back, you borderline get a middle finger back. Simply because you checked off the terms and agreement box. So yeah, I'm surprised that not more lawsuits are being thrown at them. You know, as much as I'm hopeful, which I'm not very, as much as I want to see this decision reversed, I don't think Sony is actually going to go back on their word. Despite all the negativity and all the backlash. I really don't think so. I would love to be proven wrong and for them to actually reverse this decision. Like, hey, we heard you. You want the physical games? Okay, we'll continue. But I just don't think they will. And that's because for them to announce this means that behind the scenes they had to have reached some sort of agreement with the companies that produce the cartridges, the physical discs. Printing the box art covers, developing the cases. Behind the scenes, they had to have come up with some sort of contract-ending deal. I really doubt Sony will go back to the table and be like, look, we may have concluded that deal, but we need to make a new one. I really doubt Sony's going to do that. Despite how loud the backlash is, I really don't see them bringing physical games back. Again, I would love to be proven wrong. Please prove me wrong. Prove I'm an idiot and how wrong I am, please. But I really don't think they're going to. Well, you're dead to me, PlayStation. So, hope you're happy. A lot of people were memeing on that video a couple years ago of the PlayStation 4 tutorial video on how to share games. Here is how you share games. You hand it to your friend. Back when these companies actually had soul. And then over time, greed consumed them and they just became just your average corporation. And now I see a lot of people memeing that. It's like, here's how to share your game. You don't. Go fuck yourself. There were also a lot of other companies coming out and just mocking Sony for their announcement. Like how Domino's Pizza, I think it was them, they made a post on Twitter like starting starting in the future, all pizzas will now be digital only. You will have to receive a code for your pizza box to unlock the pizza access. Whatever they said. I love it. I love when corporations mock other corporations. Even though they're still corporations, when they do this, you can tell that there's at least some sort of soul behind all the suits. Remember when the burger mogging happened? Yeah, that was fun. When the McDonald's CEO took the tiniest little peck off of his burger, probably spat it out after he finished recording. Yeah, that was fun. When all the other burger CEOs came out and tried their own burger, mocking the McDonald's one. That was fun. But that was just harmless fun. This is actually on a topic that actually harms us gamers. And, you know, Sony being sued for the PlayStation monopoly, if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. You know? No digital games. What? No physical games mean you can only purchase digitally. So, unless they sell digital codes at certain retailers like EB Games and Best Buy, well, certain companies are flat out of luck. No more games to sell. I guess their shelves are just going to be more and more stocked up with Funko Pops. So if PlayStation only sells digital games and does not share any any of the goods with any retailers, then you only really have one choice to buy your PlayStation games, and that is from Sony themselves on their PlayStation Store, which we all know is god-awful. Like, there's no competition. You have no choice but to buy it on the PlayStation Store, which we all know that if they only give you one option, they ain't never putting that shit on sale. So you will buy it at full price whether you like it or not. No physical games means no Amazon giving you like $30 off or whatever. No used copies out there to buy for cheaper. That kind of stuff. Yeah, EB Games dying for a second time. I already don't support EB Games anymore. You know, that company is kind of scummy, so I don't support them anymore. Whenever I need to buy a new amiibo or buy a new game, I now buy it off of Best Buy. Not only do they offer free shipping, but Best Buy, well, Best Buy is also scummy, but in my experience, less scummy than EB Games. And you brought this up too. If EB Games no longer has games to sell, if in the future the big three, you know, Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony, all stop selling physical games, then there's no longer the games in EB Games. It's just going to be EB. Or if you're elsewhere in the world, you're just going to get stopped. Because there is no more game in GameStop. While I don't want to see the company, you know, pretty much flatline, I would love to see that happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see that happen, but if all physical games completely go extinct, I would be super curious to see, will EB Games even survive? Or would they completely vanish like Toys R Us did? I don't want to see that happen. But the curious side of me wants to see what would happen. Anyway, so fuck Sony, fuck this world, fuck the corporations. I'm never buying a digital game. Ooh, that's promising. Maybe. So, the handful of digital games I did buy in the past, because I was a stupid kid, not thinking things through, and I was too worried about losing the tiny Switch cartridge instead of preservation. So, I've been looking to buy back physical copies of the games I bought digitally. Well, I'm literally paying for my mistake, as now I need to buy a second copy of the game before they either completely go out of production, or the prices go up even more. So I already bought a physical copy of Mario Odyssey because that was one of the games I did buy digitally. So I already got that physical copy secured. I do have 2 more. Kirby Star Allies and, ooh, the big one, Smash Ultimate. I know, I shouldn't have bought that digitally, but like I said, I was young and I wasn't thinking. I was too afraid I was going to be too clumsy and lose a small Switch cartridge. Now, what's funny is, I see on Walmart, Smash Ultimate is up for like $74. Not only is that cheaper than prices of games now, but that was also cheaper. That's also cheaper than before the prices went up. Before the prices went up, the standard game Canadian was $79.99, and now it's like $74. And that's not even on sale. Maybe I'll just go ahead and do it. You know, it's like, if I don't buy it now, then more than likely the prices are just going to go up later on, making it even worse. Nope, you get out of here, Mr. Mime. Okay, after I finish this horde, I'll go over the shows. Spider Noir and Amazing Digital Circus. I know you guys only care about Digital Circus, which is why I point my middle finger to you. Which is why I go through Spider Noir first. Is this bad of me to say when it comes to Digital Circus? So, hear me out. I'm not saying hear me out to Pomni. No. But hear me out for a second. I thought about this as I was watching the show. While I like the show, yes, and I understand why it's so popular, as I'm watching the show, I'm thinking, this show is that popular? And we're talking popularity on an insane level. I'm not saying the show doesn't deserve to be popular, but like, damn. This show is really popular. Is really liked. And I'm thinking, maybe I just don't see the appeal. Like, I enjoy the show, but I don't see what makes it, like, that big. You know, so far it's fine. Just seems like your standard indie show with a lot of heart and soul put into it, but it's like, oh man, it's just Mr. Mimes. You know, the fandom is absolutely enormous. Oh, by the way, I did take a quick browse at the merch store for this show. This show has a lot of merch. You know, shirts, mugs, keychains, figurines, your typical run-of-the-mill plushes. But to my surprise, they had a lot of blind box sets. Those are cute, but expensive. Anyway, so we're not here to talk about Digital Circus just yet. Let's talk about Spider Noir first. I gotta say, I'm really liking the show. I love the vibes. I love the tone. Yeah, this is a great show. I feel like the last time I really enjoyed the show, I really enjoyed a new show that gave off this kind of energy, this kind of tone. While not the exact same, I think the last time this happened was The Penguin. Both of these shows are really good. The Penguin and Spider Noir, while not exactly the same, at least in my eyes, there's similarities between them, at least tone-wise, where it's like, yeah, I like these. I really like these. The Penguin was excellent. Like, it was beyond excellent. Damn. I don't think we're getting a season 2 of that, though. Actually, we might. But we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, so, Spider Noir. So remember at the end of the last episode, Silvermane shot the screen implying he killed someone else? Well, I was actually thinking he may have killed Vera, despite her being a victim, but yeah, clearly that wasn't the case. Okay, so this episode opens with both Ben and Silvermane at the alcove, watching Cat sing. And it's revealed who the other person was. Silvermane shot Geo. Who the hell is Geo? Well, the other guy with Winston. Like Winston's second hand. Okay. Nobody cares about him. Nobody even knew his name. Silvermane is impressed with Ben. He even offers him a job. But, yeah, Ben understandably declines. Knowing if he gets more involved with Silvermane, he'll probably end up dead somehow. I should probably make it daytime first. So he then tells Ben he's meeting up with the chief of police. Later on. Like he arranged a meeting between them. So Kat joins them for a drink after she finishes singing. She teases if he feels good almost killing her over nothing tonight. As in, this all happened the same night. Like, realistically, how? Because when Kat and Ben were out there in the middle of nowhere when Winston and Geo got shot, it was already pitch black outside. Unless it was pitch black at like 7 p.m. For this to happen the same night, they would have to drive away from the scene of the crime. They would have to go back to the alcove where Kat changed, got onto stage, started singing, and, you know, enough time for the night to still have hours in it. So how on earth was this the same night? Whatever. So Silvermane wants Kat to grab them some more drinks. But instead, she runs off and just cries. So Ben stumbles back to his office hungover. And the mayor has been calling Ben's office trying to reach him. We know what the mayor wants. He wants some sort of way to get in contact with the spider. Robbie also continues his search for Lonnie, and he heads to Harlem. Alright, Silvermane goes and sees Kat. He wants to know why Kat was at the station if she's innocent. And she does come up with a good answer on the spot. She was running because she was scared of how unhinged Silvermane was. That if she was framed with no proof, she absolutely would be dead. She also explains Ben wasn't with her. Ben was watching her for him. And it seems like Silvermane buys it for now. We get this little wholesome scene where we see Janet tutoring Frankie. Since Frankie seems like he's on his own, no parents, no home, he pickpockets just to stay alive, but he is friends with Ben. So it's nice to see that Janet is actually tutoring Frankie, teaching him maths, you know, like those old school textbooks, Like those little old school workbooks. Do you guys remember those? You go to the dollar store and you buy those math workbooks depending on your grade. Like you can give them to your kids to see what they're learning in school if they understand the material. Ugh, nobody likes those. I bet the people who print those at the companies feel good that they're scarring every child for life looking at those things. Anyway, so Janet is tutoring Frankie and gets a message on the phone from Kat to give to Ben, where and when to meet. She tells Frankie to deliver it. So we see Ben, he watches a movie, then goes to relax when Frankie delivers the message. Ben can't even relax when he's at his own home. So Silvermane was supposed to meet with the police chief, but he doesn't show up. And the idiot butler, the idiot servant of Silvermane's, just does not stop talking. Even the other servant shakes his head like, bruh, just stop talking. Just stay quiet. You are digging your own grave. Ben and Kat meet up so they can be on the same page on the cover story. Kat knows Silvermane won't stop at Winston. He'll ask around and be led to the mayor. Ben, he wants to know why Kat tried to kill Silvermane. But not here. They go elsewhere to discuss that. They go to the theater Kat used to perform at before Silvermane. It turns out Silvermane, he offered her everything for her to sing and headline his new club. So pretty much Silvermane controls what she wears, what she does, who she's with. Silvermane gets off on power and control. She tells Ben a story about a man, Thomas, who used to come see her. Over time, they were engaged, but Silvermane had him killed. Which is why her and Flint being together is so hard. Also why she wanted Silvermane dead, because she is under Silvermane's thumb, and so is Flint. Silvermane will not allow that. So Ben asks about Addison. As she explains, Flint shows up and listens in. So basically, Kat paid Addison to try to kill Silvermane, but he failed. And then the spider ruined her second attempt with the police ambush. The police ambush caused by the mayor who Kat was meeting with. Okay, so enough about them. Robbie does find Lonnie. And again, lots of going elsewheres, because they goes elsewhere to talk. Ben and Kat take a cab to the alcove, but Kat doesn't want to be alone tonight, so they go elsewhere. See what I mean? Lots of going elsewheres. So Flint goes and sees Silvermane, claiming he has to lay low, or he had to lay low for the past little while. He gets told that Winston was the traitor. And it actually seems Silvermane genuinely cares for Flint. Like, he has no reason to suspect Flint is at all a traitor to him. So Flint still plays along, but still wants to kill him. Robbie and Lonnie went back to Ben's office to talk. But he's not in the mood. So Janet has them all play a card game. Well, I guess that's a good way to break the tension. So Ben and Kat, they go back to Ben's apartment, where they drink, and Ben explains why he's doing all this, why he risks so much to save Cat. He tells her about Ruby. Ben did a job, and the deadbeat husband in that job, who did 5 years, wanted revenge. So he killed Cat. What? He killed Ruby. My bad, not Cat. He killed Ruby just to get back at Ben. Ben explains that night they were supposed to go to dinner. But they never made it to dinner. Instead, Ben was on the other side of town, too busy getting drunk, not knowing that Ruby was in danger. And by the time he found out, he was too late. He couldn't save her. So he saved Cat to not feel worse. But he doesn't feel better. He feels alone. And then Cat suggests that they be alone together. Damn, I wish I had someone to be alone with together. Wait, that came out wrong. Lonnie slowly opens up and reveals the Germans got him during the war too, and probably did things to him, did things to them, thus resulting in their powers. Is that what happened to Ben? Don't know yet. Because they didn't flat out say that Ben got his powers from the radioactive spider in this story. So we'll have to see. Silvermane meets up with the mayor, with Mayor Morris and the police chief. So Silvermane and Morris have lots of tension. He wants Morris to stop running for re-election, but Morris isn't willing to. So Silvermane introduces him to Flint as an intimidation tactic, but he's not backing down. So Ben and Kat keep talking. They almost kiss until the radio comes on reporting on someone who Kat believes to be Flint. First of all, I'm thinking, look, we all knew that Ben and Kat were going to be a thing, you know. This is Ben Reilly and Kat Hardy. Some sort of legal reasons why they could not be Peter Parker and Felicia Hardy, but whatever, close enough. Like, we all knew this was going to happen, but I was thinking, wait a second, I thought you were with Flint. It's like, damn, you real unloyal. You kept on going on and on about how loyal Flint is. He is loyal to a T. And you do this to my boy. Like, damn. You are dirty, you know that? You did him dirty. Just out of curiosity if there would be any alphas in this. So yeah. Kat wants to go and help Flint, but Ben refuses. He only refused so he can suit up, basically. He also calls Robbie, like he calls the office, telling Robbie to come with his camera. So, the spider swings in to find a criminal carrying money bags. Only it's not Flint. This criminal has electric powers. They didn't flat out say this character's name, but let's face it, this is Max Dillon. This is Electro. So, because this is Ben's first time dealing with this person, Ben gets his ass beat. But he does notice, that this other person, you know, the person who may or may not be Max Dillon, he needs to charge his electricity. Like, he actually needs a power source to absorb electricity. So, Ben pulls the plug on the entire city's power supply. Or rather, just, you know, the street electric posts. Whatever they're called. The street's power source cables. So the entire street is dark. Also, there's a crowd watching him fight, and Cat is in the crowd. She does notice, like, she does recognize some sort of patterns with the spider. And then she walks away before the fight is over. So now, with no power source, Ben stalls out the fight until... Oh, there is an alpha. I was kind of hoping to get another female alpha, but, you know, can't pick these kind of things. Is there a Rapidash behind me? I was waiting to turn around and see it right behind me. Stop targeting that one, bitch-ass game. So yeah, Ben stalls out the fight so that the other guy can use up all his electricity, and then he just knocks him out. So the crowd cheers, the mayor shows up, and he just announces that he and the spider have teamed up to save the city! All while Ben is just like, no, we didn't. No, we have not. And he even has Robbie take their photos. Damn. Scummy mayor, whoever heard of that. Yeah, so Ben goes back home and he just can't seem to relax because Cat shows up. So while at Ben's place, Cat opens the window, sits right on the ledge. She also does notice that Ben's face is injured, and his excuse is just, oh, I walked into a door. Well, I got one alpha in this, so that's a win at least. So, Cat simply asks if she's right. And then she falls back. She falls out of the building. Or she falls... Well, yeah, she falls out of the building, forcing Ben to save her. She took a leap of faith. So Ben webs her back up, and they share a kiss. The end. End of the episode. Somehow, Cat knew that Ben was a spider. How? I don't know. It's very unlikely she recognized his voice. And how could she recognize his movement? She never saw him thwip and swing and fight. So it's like, how did she know Ben was a spider despite just him not being there when the spider showed up? Well, what I said about Cat being disloyal, yeah, now it's official. She just completely abandoned Flint for Ben. Well, Flint, I guess that's what happens when you run out on her. Even if it was for her own protection and yours. And I'm sorry, Flint, not like you chose this. Ben actually has control of his powers, unlike you. Damn, Flint be catching a lot of strays in this episode. And once Ben finds out that Ben is now with Cat, yo, Flint is gonna be furious. Flint is absolutely gonna stop hating Silvermane and side with him just to kill Ben. Okay, the moment you guys have been waiting for. Are you ready to go over the amazing digital circus? This is the only thing you guys care about. So this is the Amazing Digital Circus episode 4. You know, I thought this would be the most normal episode yet, given the premise. But actually, no, this is like the strangest episode yet. To my surprise. This is like the weirdest episode I've seen yet. You know what's a gimmick I feel like they really aren't utilizing? Well, not really gimmick, but you know what I feel like they're just not utilizing? Maybe this will happen later on, I don't know. Showing us more of the circus. We only really get a good look at it whenever there's a big zoom out shot, which isn't that often. Like, I want to look around the actual digital circus. I don't want to look at these adventures Kane comes up with. I want to see what the circus looks like. And what about the other places that Kane suggested too? Other places that make up the digital circus. They still have the amusement park outside and whatnot. I want to explore the actual digital circus. I don't care about Kane's adventures. Maybe in the in a future episode we'll learn more about, or we'll get to see more of the actual digital circus. But at the moment, I want to see more of the circus itself. I don't want to see Kane's adventures. Anyway, so let's begin. Episode 4. So this episode begins with Ragatha, Jax, and Gangle trying to play baseball. But in doing so, Gangle's mask breaks again. I still don't know how Gangle keeps getting her mask back. Does she just have an infinite supply? Does the mask heal on its own over time? Does Kane just come and snap it repaired every time? Where does she keep getting all these masks? Like, that's actually not answered at all. Gangle's mask has broke every episode so far, and it's not answered how she keeps on getting it back. Whatever. So, Gangle's mask breaks again. So, Zubul gives her a replacement mask. This time made of plastic, so it won't break as easily. And this new mask is much more expressive. That's because this is a Gangle-focused episode, for the most part. It also means a lot more work for the animators. But hey, that's the creative choice that they chose. So Kane introduces their adventure. The Curse of the Violent Psychopath Butcher. Or at least that was the plan. Until Pomni suggested to chill out on the horror theme. Given what happened last episode. So Kane suggests that they come up with something better. And turns out they do. Or they try to. They have a suggestion box. A suggestion box that Kane just forgot it exists. They end up picking working at a fast food place. Jax even questions who came up with that, and nobody answers. So we actually don't know who came up with this. Okay, so instead the adventure is an honest, hard day's work at Spudsy's restaurant chain. Gangle will be the shift manager. Turns out being a shift manager was her job at one point, like in real life. So hearing this, tells me that they don't forget all of their past. Whenever they show up here, they don't forget all of their past lives. Sure, maybe they forget their name, but they don't forget everything. They remember their own past jobs, but we don't know if they remember anything else. Like, it's not clear what they do and don't remember. Zubul was about to opt out again, but Kinger offers to sit this one out and take her place. Even Zubul points out that's not how this works. We don't need to have one person sit out every single time. But anyway, so yeah, Kinger does sit out of this one in place of Gangle participating. Okay. Alright, so they're inside the fast food restaurant now. Gangle turns on all the machines at this McDonald's ripoff to start the day. Aside from this place being called Spudsy's, it is identical to a McDonald's. Everything inside looks the exact same. Alright, so... Oh, wait, and then this moment. Jax literally just goes, "Oh no, it looks like I've taken Ragatha and dropped her in the deep fryer." What the fuck? What is the matter with Jax? Like, this dude is literally just out for destruction and nothing else. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean, "Oh no, I've just taken my friend and dumped her in the in the deep fryers"? It's like, what? And the thing is, he actually does it too. He actually just pick her up and just tosses her into the deep fryer. What is wrong with this guy? You even see Ragatha just, you know, boiling in pain, flailing her legs, and nobody helps her. Ah, but don't worry, she comes out unfazed. Barely a scratch on her. Well, that tells me that these characters can't get hurt, but they do feel pain. Alright, so because of this, Gangle calls upper management Kane for punishments for misbehaving employees. And this results to nothing in the episode. There is no punishment. Alright, so Zubul works the grill, Pomni works the register, where we meet a new NPC, Orbs Man, who was an NPC in a previous adventure, but this was before our time. Ragatha and Jax recognize Orbs Man. Is that a goddamn alpha, Mr. Mime? I swear to God, I swear to God! So Jax keeps on watching the clock. He can't wait for his shift to be over. An NPC orders with Pomni the stupid burger with sauce that makes you feel stupid. So Ragatha, while preparing the burger, gets the sauce sprayed into her eye, causing her to be on cloud 9 for the rest of the episode. And she even sees a nightmare Gangle for some reason. Yeah, that also resulted in nothing. She just sees a demonic Gangle, and nothing happens, from that. She doesn't get scared of Gangle. She doesn't see more demonic versions of her friends. Yeah, that had no purpose for the episode. Where is it? There it is. Anyway, so Pomni, working the register, sees Gimme Goo, or not Gimme Goo, Gummy Goo, and his friends. Sadly, Gummy Goo has no memory of who Pomni is. Pomni, she acts super awkward. She acts like she acts like someone with a crush. You know, it's like, hey, you know, I'll give you a ring when your order's ready. Hmm? Like, Pomni just acts out of character for the wrong reason, you know? So, Gangle tries to manage Pomni to get back to work, and she starts losing it when Pomni says that this isn't real, suggesting she has no reason to be so serious about the role. We see Gangle slowly begin to lose it throughout the episode when people do not approve of her leadership role. Oop. I hate Mr. Mime in this game so badly. Anyways, the Gloink Queen and her Gloinks arrive. A part of me was thinking, the moment I saw them, I was thinking, are they NPCs? I mean, I guess they're NPCs. Shit. Another Mr. Mime horde. I don't want this. Yeah, I was thinking, are the Gloinks and the Gloink Queen NPCs? I mean, I guess. Only reason I was thinking, are they even NPCs, is because we saw them in the Digital Circus. We didn't see Kane manifest a whole new world filled with NPCs. But I suppose the first episode, the adventure did take place in the circus itself. So I guess the Gloink Queen and the Gloinks would be considered NPCs. Alright, so, the Gloink Queen, instead of taking her order, Pomni sees Gummy Goo leaving, so she goes and tries to approach him. She wants to talk, but she has her Peter Parker moment, and she just leaves him be, and lets him leave, blissfully unaware. Damn, that is still pretty sad. Alright, so Gangle wants Jax to clean the biohazard that is bathroom, and Jax clearly isn't interested at all. So Gangle suggests Jax needs more training. So two hands from a dark hallway pull Jax in. He gets put into a dark room. A tape of Gangle in a training video plays. Gangle seems to be able to see Jax through the screen. Because Gangle is able to tell Jax isn't smiling. What is the Crabio Mondays, slogan? Squidward? Always serve customers with a smile! Whatever he said. Yeah, Gangle, we see her slowly losing it. Not only losing it because people don't approve of her leadership, but also also losing it over being a little bit drunk on power. Anyway, so Jax gets re-evaluated. Not like that means anything. Maybe this is why Squidward... Maybe this is what Squidward would have saw in human resources. So both Zooble and Gangle try to figure out what's going on with Ragatha, why she's high out of her mind. Ragatha says Gangle is annoying like this, really hurting her feelings. Zubul starts to notice Gangle beginning to shift. Like the way she acts, her tone starting to shift. Also, Jax, seeing the clock barely moved, he points out it's broken, and turns out, oh, it really is, because Gangle's watch tells the proper time. So Gangle goes out to the back, takes her new mask off to show her crying mask. She's clearly hurt. Pomni was throwing out the trash at the same time, and she tries to comforting Gangle. But Gangle seemingly avoiding Pomni, Gangle begins to avoid all her friends. So Jax clocks out for the day. Zubul has to drive Ragatha home. I'm thinking, what the hell are you talking about? Drive her home. Gangle is closing the store tonight, looking super depressed. Pomni actually makes a kind gesture. Oh my god, another Alpha Mime June. Another Alpha Mr. Mime. Yeah, Pomni makes a kind gesture and offers to close the store so Gangle can leave. So, actually, Gangle clocks out, and this is where I was a little bit confused. Gangle clocks out, walks outside, throws her mask, triumphantly runs, happier as the way she is over the way Zubul's mask makes her, basks in the glow of a streetlight, and then trips and falls into oncoming traffic. But before she gets hit by the semi-truck, oops, no, not yet. Before she gets run over, she just gets blipped into Kane's office, where he reviews her performance, giving her a B+. Everyone got a B+, except for Kinger, who went to a rodeo, according to his photo, and he got an A+. Alright, so back at the tent, everyone is chilling, but Gangle isn't with them. She feels... she feels sad over messing everything up, and thinking no one wants to talk to her anymore. Zubul invites her back and comforts her, reassuring Gangle no one hates her. And that's the episode. No figurine thing this episode either. This was a strange episode. It was actually somewhat of a tame episode, too. Again, I thought this episode would be the most straightforward one, the most calm one, given the premise, just a McDonald's job. But no, if anything, this was the strangest one I've seen yet. Because it's so normal that it's strange. Gangle just goes crazy throughout the whole episode. And these colorful, wacky, energetic characters being put into such an environment like this, such a normal environment, it's so out of place. Anyways, Gangle, I think you should probably stick with your own masks. You know, I didn't even notice this. Gangle's arms and legs, like the ribbons that make up her arms and legs, are disconnected from the rest of her body. I guess that doesn't really matter. Kinger's hands are disconnected from his body. And, also, Gangle looks so strange in clothing. Like, she doesn't even look... she doesn't even look feminine in the clothing. Not like she has to. She literally has no body. But, like, her build just does not match her character when wearing that button-up polo shirt and a belt pants. Like, she had more of a masculine build more than anything. It's like, wow. I know this doesn't matter, but, like, wow. She doesn't. She does not look good in clothes. And like, how does she fill out those clothes? She's ribbons. I don't know. The way I imagine it, it's kind of like how Ghost Rider's clothes work. Ghost Rider, despite being a skeleton on fire, he still fills out the clothes like a normal person would. Magic. Not a whole lot of material to theorize about this episode. But I did think of one thing. If Kane is just an AI program, a computer program put into the digital circus, well, there is another character beside Kane. Bubble. What if Bubble is the real culprit and Kane is just a computer program? Because we don't see Bubble that often. Oh yeah, I also did see the video that No Shaman Feeding sent me last time. The video that was supposedly posted right after episode 1 came out. Wake up, Pomni, it's time for adventure! Kane goes, the first episode reached our goal of 1 view! Why is that so funny to me? It reached our goal of 1 view! Why is that line so funny to me? And then Kane shows Pomni what the internet has made of her. Something he canonically has no knowledge of. Even puts a thumbs up when he says that. And then he shows Pomni the censored material of her online. What is she looking at? This is the consequences of our actions. And it's only going to get worse from here. Why is that so funny to me? The fact that they officially acknowledged all the Pomni porn. Why is that so funny to me? Not only is the 1 view so funny to me, the fact that they officially acknowledged what they created. You know, what they unleashed upon the world. And the fact that they realize it's only going to get worse from here. Oh, how right they were when a couple years later that Fortnite collab happened. Like, goddamn, this fandom is full of absolute degens. You got a little jester girl, you got a doll with Play-Doh hair, and you have literal ribbons with a face mask. Like an actual opera face mask. Why did the sound effect stop? What is it? What is it? I can't see. I don't see it. What is it? Is it a Shellos? I think it's a Shellos. Not you. I think it's you. Was it that? I can't tell. Was that it? It was! Okay, shiny Shellos. Sweet. Aw, man, that means I lost my... Wait a second, no it doesn't. I saved, so I can... I may have just failed the shiny Shellos. I don't think so, though. Because the shiny shallows will still be there if I reset to get my berries back. Well, a little bit longer, and then I'm going to call it for tonight. I do need to wake up early tomorrow, and I had to wake up early today, so I am very sleep deprived. Oh, tomorrow's going to be a busy day, too. And my coworker's not going to be there. Well, at least she's not going to be in the morning when it's busy. Because, like I said, she has her pregnancy health issues to deal with. Well, actually, no, that's not why she's not going to be in the morning. But regardless, she's not going to be there early in the morning, so I got to take over. Again, let's hope that I've learned enough for me to take over, take control. Oh, boy. Nice. You guys ever wonder how the shiny charm works in universe? Maybe just like the Paldean sandwiches, it just emits an odor that attracts shiny Pokemon. Maybe it emits a frequency that shiny Pokemon can hear, thus attracting more of them. Oh yeah. So that figurine thing that they still haven't covered what that means. When I was looking through the Digital Circus store, I was wondering, maybe it's some sort of Easter egg for here. Some sort of Ragatha figurine. Maybe that's what the show was alluding to. Because we know the show has broken the fourth wall a lot of times. Hell, in the video I talked about where they reached their goal of 1 view, Kane, I know it's just a promotion video, but still, Kane acknowledged that all the proceeds from the merch store goes into funding the show. But it's not just Kane. Jax also broke the fourth wall. How did he do that, by the way? Unless you're telling me Jax is the mastermind and he just let it slip that he's able to tell that, you know, there's the fourth wall. So, 4 episodes of the Amazing Digital Circus down. That's already almost halfway. And next time, we will officially be over halfway. But then again, episode 9 has the runtime of like 2 regular episodes. So, technically we have like 10 episodes in length worth of content. Damn, that's crazy. Is it really now? Is it really? Not that crazy. I mean, in a way, if you think about it, it is crazy how I'm just breezing through this content that normally people had to wait like almost 3 years to get. L to you guys. Your patience was rewarded, of course. But in a way, my patience was recorded. My patience was rewarded too. Patience of waiting for it all to finish before I even start. Ha ha ha! Losers. I'm wondering. I'm actually wondering. How far into the show? How many episodes out? Until it was announced, yo, there's only gonna be 9 episodes, and that's it. You guys probably had to wait months and months for a new episode. How long did it take before the announcement of this will be the final episode? It's a bit of a shame that they announced the show would be over so quickly. And the fact that, well, this will be it. No season 2. Despite the fact that the animation takes a very long time, this show has a lot of potential. They could have dragged out the mystery for who knows how long, like From did. And even if they didn't drag out the mystery, they could have just kept on doing endless possibilities with Kane's adventures. Trying to think, were there any other theories I could think of? Oh, right, I forgot to mention. So how Jax just dumped Ragatha into the deep fryer for no reason at all? I just think back to that video title, people hate Ragatha more than Jax, and I'm like, seriously? Really? Really? You know what I'm still waiting for? Which I bet will be the next episode, given the thumbnail of Pomni with the gun. So far, it seems like they're doing an episode where Pomni gets close or somewhat learns about each of the characters. Last episode, we had her with Kinger. Pomni and Ragatha are relatively close. This episode, we got hints of Pomni trying to comfort Gangle. We still haven't gotten that for Jax yet. And given the next episode's thumbnail of Pomni and Jax, I'm kind of expecting that to be the case. But we also haven't really seen Pomni and Zubul together yet. Mostly because Zubul's been absent for the first 2 episodes. Well, I got nothing really else to say. Oh yeah, the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I actually pulled something? What'd you pull? What'd you pull? How much is it worth? Kinda wild, never pulled something good that I will use. I barely know Pokemon decks. Well, barely isn't the right word. I don't even know Pokemon decks. I will know Yu-Gi-Oh even less. Like $100? Ooh. Did you sleeve it? Get it graded. PSA 10. PSA 11. Yeah, of course. Now I actually need it for my deck to play. Oh man, another alpha one that's not shiny. Why? Stop being aggroed, stop being aggroed. Lose sight of me, thank you. No way, I'm keeping it in a plastic slab for eternity. Man, isn't that just interesting to think about? All the things that we collect? Yeah, that's a plan, to keep it for eternity. Or at least for as long as we last. Because, you know, I have the Super Mario cereal box amiibo. Inside has probably moldy cereal. And I'm never gonna open it. expired, moldy, probably a biohazard bag of cereal. I'm never gonna open it. It is gonna last until the end of time, or at least the end of my time. I wish I could have bought in 2 boxes, you know? One to open to remove the bag of cereal, and then one to actually keep sealed with the moldy cereal inside. But unfortunately, the goddamn cereal box was just never sold in Canada. I only managed to get it because it was sold at CNE. I spent $50 on a box of cereal that I never opened, and I never will open. It was also at CNE I bought the gold Mega Man amiibo for $100. Okay. Anyways, take a picture. Show me the card. Not like I'll I'll understand what the card is. Where is it at? Is it another? Okay, it's not another Staravia, but it's another shiny I already got 2 of last time. Anyways, where is it right now then? Which one? The cereal box or the gold Mega Man? Well, not like the question matters, because the answer is the same. Both of them are in my room. What's the price at right now then? I have no idea. For both of them, I have no idea. You know what? That'll be fun. Let me take a look. Surprisingly not that much. 2018 Super Mario Cereal Amiibo Box. Cereal comes with tracking and protected box. I don't know if I see like, oh, some listings I do see are more. I see like maybe starting is like $60 for the cereal box. Yeah, huh? You sent me the card, and just like I said, I don't know what any of this is. I don't even know how to pronounce that name. And the Dark Dragon. That is, oh my god, how many circles is that? 2, 4, 6, 8 circles. Whatever that is on top. First edition 2020 card, huh? Okay, I'll do one more check and then I'll call it for tonight. But hold on, let me take a look. Gold, Mega, Man, Amiibo. Oh, did I mention... Wait till you see this one. Did I mention, when I bought the gold Mega Man Amiibo for $100, it was still completely sealed with the game and everything? Like the actual 3DS bundle. With the game, with, I think, stickers inside, and the figure. All of it. Completely sealed. $100. What a steal, because I see on eBay, the figure alone with no game is over, like, $130. Alright, let's see this valuable piece of cardboard you showed me. Dragon Master Magia, Vagina. You know, I see this white dragon a lot. Holy crap, that's a lot of stars on top. And a rainbow border too. No one knows how to pronounce it. Just like with Pokemon, watch the anime. They'll tell you the official pronunciation. Unless they swap between, like with Regice and Regice. Okay, let's take a look at this before we call it for today. Is that actually the... No, that's not a rainbow border. Is that a sleeve? Never appears in the anime, pretty sure? Well, I can't be too surprised. Porygon doesn't show up in the Pokemon anime either. That's for reasons. It was here, right? Anyone ever actually watched that Porygon episode? I haven't. I'm curious though. I'm sure it's on the internet somewhere. You remember watching it years ago? How was it? I'm not epileptic, but I can see why it would cause troubles. From the brief clips I've seen online, I saw the red and blue flash not that fast. So I'm curious how bad it actually is. I hate you so much in this game. It's pretty bad, not gonna lie. It even still affects modern Japan animes. Ooh, ah. Fine, out of curiosity, is there a shiny alpha Mr. Mime in here? Every time there's a bright scene, it gets dimmed. Ah. I don't have anything to counter this thing. Not at all. I have nothing. I did not mean to do Aqua Tail because of the 50-50 accuracy. Gonna go to bed? Yeah, once I'm done checking this, I'll go to bed too. Alright, good night. Even though I know this type matchup's horrible. I think it should be good, because I don't see any more of them spawning in. I see 3 more. Is there a 4th? I'll take 1 more down just in case. Nah, that's it. Alright, I'm gonna call it for tonight. Oops. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.